Hello, this is Paul Cheney with Spartan Design University. We're now going to show you how to do this kind of a three-dimensional ribbon border here. Once again, using CSS3 and some fancy finagling of a couple of divs. Let's start by, remember this is only effective on the desktop because on the tablet and phone it's just not there. So let's go into the desktop. Well, first of all, we need to go into the CSS. So here we've got the footer. We need to add a couple of empty divs in here. Okay. There's one called left and one called right, and there's nothing inside these. They're just empty placeholders. Save it. Hit refresh, and there should be absolutely nothing changed because they're invisible. Oh, sorry, get on our file, that would help. Still, they're invisible. Okay, now we need to go to the desktop CSS. Down here, the footer. I'm going to start throwing some rules out. And the first thing we need to do is make the border 40 pixels wider than this gray area up here. This is 1140, so 1140 plus 20 plus 20 should be 1180. So footer, width, 1180 pixels. Okay, see what that gives us. It's not showing up. Well, let's go back here. And we can see that the footer lives inside the container, and the container has a maximum width, so the footer is being clipped. So we're just going to slide this up. So the footer is now outside or below the container. Let's save it. There it is. It needs to be styled though. It has no background color. So let's go back to our phone CSS. And let's give a little bit more styling to our footer. So we've got a background color assigned. We've got a text color which simply darkens the background color. Font size is shrunk a little bit. Refresh, and there it is. Now, as we make this bigger, we can see that our footer is, because it's not part of the container of the page, it's now placed over here at the left. So on the desktop, because this problem doesn't exist on the phone or the tablet, okay, it only exists on the desktop. So in the desktop, we can say margin 0, auto. That should center it. Let's try it and see if it works. Okay, it does. So it's sticking out 20 pixels on each end. So far, so good. Now we just need those little triangles there in the corner. So this is all going to happen in the desktop CSS. Create some more space. Alright, so let's talk to the footer. If I spell it, footer space, which means child of, dot left, position, absolute. And we want the top to be a negative 20 because the height is 20 and the width is 20. Now, temporarily, I'll make it red. So let's see what setting the position as absolute and trying to move it up does. Not doing anything. Okay. Well, let's try a positive 20. Oh, there it is. Okay. So negative 20 actually pushed it up off the page. Well, we had this problem before with the spaceship. When we position something absolutely, its parent has to be positioned relative for it to react in relationship to the footer. So now that we've got that set and we hit refresh, now it's moved it down 20, which is not what we want. So let's go back to a negative 20. And that kicks it up right there where we want it. Now we just need to get a 45-degree angle on it. Well, that's done with a border. So let's lose the red here. And let's do a border. Dash. Right. $20 pixels. Okay, so it's the same size as the box. In other words, the border is as wide as the box. It's solid, and it's red. Save it. Hit refresh. Oh. There we go. All right. So that didn't appear to change anything. You just have to trust me that this is no longer a background color. It's actually a border right color. Well, because only the border right and there's no top, left, or bottom, it's filling that whole thing. So let's come in here, and this is where the magic happens. We'll do a border dash top and make it yellow. Right, so now we have our 45-degree angle. If we could somehow figure out how to make the yellow part disappear, then we'd just be left with the red square. So instead of yellow, typing is awful, sorry. Transparent. There, now we have our nice little angle. Now the red doesn't exactly excite me, so let's get a color that's slightly darker than this gold. Save it. And now we have a nice 45 angle going back there. Now we can do the same thing with the right side. Except we need to move it the other direction. So instead of by default left, we need to move it right 0, so right against the right edge. Top is still the same, border right. Now this is going to be exactly opposite of what we want. Okay, see how it's going off that direction? So instead of a border right here, we want left. There, so now we have our nice angle on the bottom. Now the problem here is we have an awful lot of redundant code between these. So let's combine them together. Footer left, comma, footer right. Okay, what is the same? Well, both of them have absolute position. So get rid of that one. Both of them have a top of negative 20. Both of them have a height and width of 20. Both of them have a border top that's transparent. And then the differences are, and this is a little bit unnecessary, but we can say left. By default it's left, but we'll just put it in there just in case. Hit refresh. everything's exactly the same, but we've greatly simplified and clarified our code by combining those into a common rule and then highlighting the differences down there.